Hey, it's the Foster's After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. Tonight, we're breaking down Girl Code, Season 4, Episode 8, and here to help us do it, we've got Kalama Epstein, who plays Noah, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hello.
How are ya? We've got Kalama Epstein on the studio. How are ya?
I'm great.
Good. As everyone
great.
knows, that Kalama plays Noah. Oh my god. Noah, Joa, what did we decide on?
Joa.
Joa.
Oh my god, of
Joa.
infamous Joa fame.
Joa.
It's official.
Joa.
We have so much to talk about. I'm Jeffrey Masters. Who's with me, Jillian?
I'm Jillian Leff. You could tweet me at Jillian Leff throughout the show and use the hashtag ABTVFosters to be in on the conversation with Jeff, Kalama, and I.
Yeah, if you're not watching live but want to, we tape it out about 6:05, 6:10 Pacific Standard Time. You can also comment on iTunes and YouTube. We love hearing your comments and tweeting with you guys throughout the week. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is the hashtag to tweet with you right now live?
ABTVFosters.
ABTV Fosters.
Get
I
at
love
me.
the sound of that.
Although it's probably better to just use my Twitter handle too, because really, I'm just refreshing.
Cover both. So.
I'm just refreshing, let's be honest.
Oh my god. So Kalama, welcome to our after show and the Fosters show on the whole.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
Absolutely. How nerve-wracking was it to take on a character that's in a relationship with Jude?
Oof. I was very, very terrified starting the show, mainly because I was just terrified that I was going to get a lot of hate. I mean, I wasn't necessarily terrified because I could handle the hate, and I was like, you know what, I'll figure it out, it's fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
The amount of response that people like Joa, I was very surprised, very, very surprised about how many people love Noah and love Joa. But so it's all pretty much worked out, and all my fears gone away, but definitely at first, I was very scared about the reaction to that relationship.
Yeah, John or Jude's previous relationship had some intense feelings.
Yeah.
On this panel, online, everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I think we talk about it a lot on the show, especially within this 4th season, but, just loving the playfulness that Noah has brought on to Jude, and just we were missing that side of Jude. He was kind of like, really down in the dumps, moody towards the end of season 3, and now we're starting to see this new fun side of him, and he's experiencing a lot of new things, and I don't know, it's kind of like exciting as a viewer to get that lovable kid back. Yeah.
I think also Noah is just so left field than we would have expected from any character on TV, let alone love interest. Like the son of a female pastor who loves edibles.
Yep.
Like, where was Noah this episode? Maybe a little bit too high, skipping in school. What did you think when you first saw that character's breakdown?
Well, I had no idea this character had a medical marijuana card when I was casted. Originally, he was just, an openly gay son of a female pastor, which, first of all, was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then we filmed the first 2 episodes, and Hayden comes by and he's like, "Yeah, I got the memo for next week, and we're gonna get high." And I was like, "Whoa, what? What?" I thought that he got one storyline confused with the other, and I was like, "There's
really?
no way." I was like, "There's no way." And then next week, of course, we got the script, and I was
Oh
like,
my god.
"Oh my god!"
And it's your doing too.
Yeah.
I love
it's
that.
crazy.
Oh my god. Okay, we have to ask you something very important.
Okay.
Everybody online has been tweeting us questions, and they've all been wanting to know your connection, why you were denying being the Zodiac Killer. Why do you have to do that?
What is this? So many conspiracy theories surrounding you on the internet, sir.
All I'm going to say about this, look, I'm not saying that I'm not the Zodiac Killer,
Okay.
but I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying nobody's ever seen me and the Zodiac Killer in the same room together.
Giving fans hope since 2016.
So how does this work in with the Illuminati clones?
So the common conspiracy is that I am Ted Cruz, somehow.
Okay.
Wait, Senator Ted Cruz?
Yes,
Oh,
Ted
okay.
Cruz.
I just want to clarify. Okay.
So
Because he looks so much like him.
I am Ted Cruz,
Yeah.
and Ted Cruz is the Zodiac Killer, and Ted Cruz is also an Illuminati clone, which means I'm all 3. So that's where that all ties in. The base of the root of that conspiracy theory is that I am Ted Cruz.
Has anybody ever seen you and Senator Cruz in the same room?
Ooh. There we go.
You know, I don't think anybody has. I'm not gonna disprove. I'm not gonna disprove him because, a lot of people, want some hope. But I'm not. I'm just all gonna say I'm not.
I have no doubts about what you're saying. Jillian, do you?
I think that the Fosters fans are amazing and extremely creative, and I don't know, Kalama, you're giving off a very innocent, carefree kid vibe to me. So if you are the Zodiac killer, I don't know.
I don't know if anybody's ever gonna know, ever.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. Maybe they'll write it into the show.
That's true, actually. That would be an amazing storyline. One twist after the next. First he has a medical marijuana card. Next thing we know, Noah is the Zodiac killer.
Yeah,
So much left to be told.
And if he is the Zodiac killer, then he can actually go and hang out with Nick, who's locked in that boys' home.
That would be that would be
That's
interesting.
the web series spinoff.
Yeah.
There is a web series spinoff.
That's the next one.
Yes, I love that.
Oh my god. Well, thank you for the non-answers. Give me the mystery live.
Actually, you know what? You know what I'm curious about, and I know we sort of had like a little mini conversation before the show. I've seen you on a bunch of things, but what was your first ever acting role?
I think the first ever acting role on TV and/or film was a little co-star on Hawaii Five-0. Yeah, I was on an episode of Hawaii Five-0 in season 2, I believe.
Back when you lived there?
Back when I lived there.
Oh.
That's the first thing. I mean, I did some commercials, but that was all local stuff.
Okay.
So Hawaii Five-0 was the first thing that my first real acting job, I guess we could say that.
Okay.
I guess the fans will have to dig that up for me.
Yeah.
Post the clip on my Twitter.
Yeah.
While we're interrogating you, very quickly, what is Wolfkin?
Okay.
See, I don't know any of these things. Jeff really dug deep with this. I have no idea.
It's on his Twitter bio.
It's on my Twitter bio. I was on You Now with Hayden and Alyssa, and somebody said I was Wolfkin. Basically, what Wolfkin is, it's somebody who identifies as a wolf. This is a real thing. Somebody identifies as a wolf, both not physically, but phantom limbs, things like that. They identify as a wolf. Somebody called me Wolfkin. I said no. And then Hayden goes, if we get 40,000 likes, me and Kalama will both change our bios to... And I was like, oh no, we got 40,000 likes, so it's in my bio now.
That's a lot.
Thanks, Hayden.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
so
Hayden.
impressive. Well, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes.
Let's jump into the episode.
Okay.
It ended with the big bomb that I want to start with here of the house being sold.
Yeah.
Not officially sold, but there was an offer. It's a 10% above the asking price, and they want to do a fast escrow. These people want the house.
Yeah.
They're making it very easy to sell.
Listen, I'm just telling you. My real estate insiders said that it's a buyer's market in these next few years. So they need to take that deal. They're getting 10% above the asking price.
Do they know San Diego? Really?
I don't know. I just hear things.
What if they lose the house?
So we had talked about this previously. I feel like the house is so central to the show, and the house is a character.
Totally.
And I don't know if I'm ready for them to kill off the character. I feel like there is still some hope that we are going to save the house. Some money is coming from somewhere. They're going to pull something, do something crazy to make it all work. My fingers are crossed. I feel like I'm not ready to see a death on this show because I love the house. I think it's really important. You probably know. I can't even ask you.
Do you know what happens?
Do you know? Well, obviously you can't tell us, but yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Jeff, let's keep talking.
So I agree that the house is a character, but I think that the other characters, meaning the family on the whole, is so strong, and there's so many interesting storylines because the family is so big that if they lose the house, I think that'll be a really brave choice for the show to make, and I think if they could work through it and do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think what's important to note also is the theory that a lot of fans have been bringing up to me, but also the theory that I have thought of this entire time, which is Robert Quinn hasn't been around, and we know that he has a lot of money, and we know that he has oh my goodness, we have a fourth co-host tonight.
I was just down below fixing everything.
Hey girl, hey.
Hi.
Steffi G in the house.
Y'all, Steffi's finally here. Traffic's bad. It's LA. Hi, Steph.
Story of my life. How's it going?
Did you hit your head? Are you okay?
No, I hit my back or something.
Oh, okay.
Stephanie, Kalama,
It's
Stephanie.
so
Nice to
wonderful
meet
to meet
you.
you. You are incredible.
Oh, thank
I'm
you
a
very
huge
much.
fan.
Thank you.
So I was just talking about the Robert Quinn house theory, where I feel like he's going to come in with a Superman cape and just give them the money that they need for it because he realizes how important the house is. That's just my thoughts because also I really want to see him back on the show because we haven't seen him in a really long time.
Do we know if he's going to be on this season?
Well, Sophia's in the finale, so fingers crossed.
I mean, it's not that big a stretch what you're saying because he bought Rosie O'Donnell, or her character.
He bought Rosie a house.
So, like, that's not that big a stretch.
No, it's not. And I feel like maybe I predict the future. We'll see.
Oh, what do you think about the house, Steph? Any
I think
thoughts?
that's a perfect idea. Or they'll find other solutions. I still kind of hope that something good will happen. That way that Gabriel can just build this new fantastic extension and it just looks like a great home.
That would be really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even see him in this episode.
I know.
I just think a new house would shake things up so much, and it's kind of like it's now in this 4th season. I don't think it's actually getting old at all, but it just would add so much fresh energy into it, and I think that'd be really cool to see.
I don't know, if we think about it too, Brandon and Callie are hopefully going away to school, so there'll be 2 less kids in the house, so they could downsize, in a sense.
Yeah.
But
When the lady came in and she was talking about the clutter, everyone was kind of sensitive about that, and it was so funny. They're like, excuse me. So I think it's hard to see them all united, like not around that main kitchen table. It's like little things like that I just want to continue to see on the show, and I just would be sad to not have it should they get a different house.
yeah, I think it'd be cool too to see a different house, smaller apartment maybe, and like all their old stuff in it.
Yeah.
And I think with the same pictures on the wall and like their same blankets on the couch, I think it would feel like a home.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lizette Escobar said Callie is going to ask Robert for money, plus Sophia's back. Brittany Love said, I'd rather them lose the house than for the moms to get a divorce just to save the house.
Oh, I know, because that in the preview.
Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Caroline Gottlieb said, please have Robert Quinn come back. That's the best thing. It is the best thing,
is the best
Caroline.
thing.
I mean, Brandon's paying rent on a place. They could all move in there.
Yeah, can you imagine? Courtney, Mason, Brandon, the moms.
Or maybe your family on the show will extend
Yeah, right. Right.
They could raise money at the church.
Great, yes.
And we'll just turn the Fosters into a sitcom. I think that would be the best.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, a 30-minute sequence. What do we feel about the new Callie Nancy Drew storyline?
I love it.
Except for when
It's
she
fun.
gets like killed
Yeah.
or something.
No, yeah.
Something bad's gonna happen. She scares me.
But I feel like finally she realized, okay, I need to wise up and not stalk this guy who could potentially be a murderer, because that also scared the crap out of me. I'm like, is she really that bold? Like, I get that she says, trouble follows me. She
I'm a
really
magnet for trouble.
Exactly. Like, she's a magnet. We know this because everything is surrounded by the trouble that she causes on this show. But I'm kind of glad that she finally took a back seat and was like, you know what? Let's just drive away.
Yeah.
And I think that her relationship with Aaron, played by Elliot Fletcher, is just so nice. And and I say that because she hasn't had a lot of nice friendships.
No.
And I think it's very necessary in her life.
However, I feel that Aaron is definitely falling for her.
Yeah.
Because the way he looks at her every time she says something, smart or is acting brave, he's like, oh, I love you.
So, Kalama, since we're talking about Callie's love
Yes.
life, we ask this on the show to everyone.
Okay.
So, do you ship Bradley, or AJ and Callie, or Aaron and Callie? What are your thoughts on her love life?
Oh, this is okay. So for me, I definitely am leaning more towards Aaron and Callie, and or AJ and Callie. I'm not a huge Bradley. I'm not a huge Bradley shipper.
Okay, explain yourself.
Yeah.
One of my
Right
things,
now.
I think the chemistry between AJ and Callie is so much fun, especially in this last episode. Like when they open the door and they're just
So good.
like the little moments that they have. I really do love, and I think they're super cute.
I agree. I agree on that.
So I think I'm probably safe to say I ship AJ and Callie.
I like them together a lot, too.
Yeah.
They're like
They're
really cute.
They
It was
are.
funny to have
Yeah.
that little moment when she's like, I guess the universe just doesn't want us to, that was
So
nice.
good.
And to be perfectly honest, when Callie was in front of Brandon, you know how normally we could see it?
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it breaks my heart to even think that.
No, like don't break any hearts yet, because I just feel like
It will come later.
yes. it will come back.
I mean, they keep calling the Brandon and Callie the star-crossed lovers.
Yeah.
And for her to come out with, like, the universe not wanting me to be with this person, I was like, uh-oh. Like, where is it heading?
Yeah, but, like, I don't think AJ's a Paris. Like, I think that he, like, they actually, like, have chemistry. And
I agree. I think AJ's a great choice.
Yeah.
Also, like, props to the show, because this is a second interracial couple on the show, and they've never once mentioned that at all.
No.
It's just, like, normal. And, like,
Right.
that's the way, like, this show should be. It shouldn't be a big storyline.
Absolutely.
Listen,
It shouldn't
we love
even
about
be
it.
a factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I love it.
And I think it's still, like, unusual. Like, I don't see that many interracial couples on TV. Like,
Which
obviously
is kind
the
of silly
matriarch,
because I
Steph
feel
and
like that's
Lena.
so common now,
Yeah, of course.
more so than not.
But, I mean, they're in touch with that.
Brittany Alyssa said, Erin sees something in Callie that Callie can't see in herself.
That she's
Kind of
nuts.
interesting.
That she's nuts. She made me so mad when she's like, "Well, there's 2 of us and 1 of him." No, that doesn't make any. It doesn't matter. You could still kill you guys. What are
Also,
you talking about?
whoever that actor was, he was real creepy.
Yeah.
He was.
That was scary.
And that hordish house, scary too.
Yeah, I mean, and, like, she's, like, doing all this to save her friend who's in jail, but still, like, have a plan. Like, that's the kid in her. Who has, like, these grand ideas and, like, wants and to
That's
save
the
the
Nancy
world.
Drew in her.
Yeah, but she doesn't have any, like, execution.
Yeah.
Just, I'll go knock on the door. When the dog jumped up in the window, I freaked out.
So did I. Oh my gosh.
There's
so
never
much.
a plan. But really what made me the most upset was the fact that they tricked us in the preview with the cops and it looked like she was breaking in the house. And I'm tired of being duped. Okay? And I feel like it happened in this week's preview too.
Yeah, because there was a lot happening.
I think that they don't have any control of that, though.
I mean, probably not, but still, I felt very deceived going into it because as soon as the cops came, like the second scene in the entire show, and I was like, oh, well, that was all right. Okay, like, what's gonna happen? You know,
I know.
Let's get on to the robots.
I love, right?
Just like-
The robots was good. Well, actually,
was.
what have we spoken about so far?
We have
we
talked
just
about the
started.
house.
Oh,
selling.
wonderful. Okay,
The
good.
house being gone. Before we move off the Callie storyline, I just want to bring up the scene with Steph, because Steph is actually on the same mission as Callie. Steph has had a lot more practice. Right. And has been a little more auspicious with it. Her scene with the young boy who was molested by the other guy, who's 14, we found out. It's just such like a lovely, sensitive side of Steph. And she's like the tough mom, and seeing that side of her, I love.
I love when Teri Polo does that voice.
Her soft voice. I call it her Bruce Willis voice. Because Bruce Willis does the same thing when he's serious about something and wants to, talk to people. She does it. She's like, okay.
It's very calming.
Yes, my love.
It's a trusting voice.
Well, because then I'm like kind of tearing up because I'm like, oh my God, she's like really just wanting this kid to open up to her. And I would open up to you. Like it was, I don't know, for me, she gets me every time when she does that. And it hasn't come out in a while. And to kind of get a scene like that where we really weren't even sure what it was going to be. And then to find out that we know the detective that covered it up and we know everything that happened behind it. I'm kind of excited to see sort of like Callie's reaction and how Steph is going to make this work. But who knows if that's even going to happen because they're facing a ton of other things.
Yeah. And I mean, not to go back to the house discussion, but this show never picks the safe choice in like an amazing way. So like that's why I kind of think like, oh my God, maybe they will lose this house. I'm really excited to see what happens. We briefly, while we're on the topic of Steph and her like her Bruce Willis voice, she had a scene with Brandon playing the piano where she apologized, and she said, "Please move back." And it was so lovely and so just unexpected in this stressful, high-stakes robotics episode. I thought that was like the best scene of the episode.
And even like the tiny details in that scene at the end with
When
the
she hugs-
sandwich.
Oh,
with the sandwich was the best
right.
part. She walks out and she just goes, eat your sandwich. And it's just like those little motherly things that really tied that scene together.
And it was nice to see her give him a hug because I felt as if they had been so distant that they hadn't even, really touched or anything. So it was just, that like, I love you. And I felt like he's kind of coming back to his senses and having that sandwich, like you said, is just like, that's mom's sandwich. Courtney can't make me that sandwich.
Yeah.
And I love when he had said, can I really tell you if I'm ready or not? Like, are you going to judge me? And to me, it's kind of like Brandon finally realizing maybe all of these series of decisions that I've been making haven't been the right ones. And maybe I still am 18 years old. And maybe I still am learning.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crushing for him to even say to Callie, And this is the difference between Courtney and Brandon and Callie and Brandon. The fact that Brandon was like, I'm scared, Callie.
Yeah.
Like, he would never say that to Courtney. And it just shows a different side of
That
them.
was a little bit of a rally flame.
Yeah.
But then after that, I just, she got so distracted with
got the
AJ's
call,
call, and I was
yeah.
like, dang it. I'm like, share the moment just a little longer.
And
but yeah, you
yet,
could tell.
If I can say something nice about one Courtney,
What?
which I've never done before,
No, because she bugged me this
Jeff hates
episode. I don't know
Courtney.
what.
I think that actually her telling Brandon that Mike knows about him and Callie and their conversation at the house, I think that shows really like highly of her. Like, that's great communication skills in a relationship where she didn't have to bring that up at all. And I just said, hey, props to Courtney.
Probably, yeah, the
Has
segment.
it pushed me over the edge in liking her? No. But,
Well, she bothered me when she showed up at school with Mason.
Yeah, that
Because I'm not gonna lie, I would have been just a little bit embarrassed, or maybe not embarrassed. You should be proud of the relationship you're in, but at the same time, like, dang girl, why'd you bring your kid with you?
okay. But, like, she's not going to go to prom with him.
I understand
No.
that, but it just puts him in an awkward position because he's not gonna turn away the kid. But you see the kids around them looking.
Oh,
like,
no, I agree with you.
that's just so-
I'm saying, like, she shouldn't come to school. She shouldn't go to prom.
Yeah.
She should hide
Yes.
from me.
And then to come to school and to bring it up and to ask if they were okay, like, this is not the place for you to do that right now.
I'm just going to say, you can say no to your kid. I don't have kids, but when I do, I will say no to them. Like, oh, well, he really wanted to come visit you at school.
Right.
That's my
So-
critique about Courtney all the time. Tell your child no.
No, she probably did that on purpose so everyone knew.
What are your
Look, he's
thoughts
taking care of
on
us.
Courtney and Brandon? Because we're obviously, some of us are very one-sided on
Yeah.
the situation.
And did you watch the show prior? So like follow everything or no?
I followed most of it. I didn't watch the show prior to booking the role. I'd seen a few episodes here and there, and then I've watched the
since.
majority of it since then. So Courtney and Brandon it's a very interesting relationship.
This
First
is
of all,
sloppy.
That's very PC of you.
no, but truly though, I mean, I think there's a lot of manipulation, first of all, and that's one of the biggest problem with it, is because he is 18. 18-year-old boys are dumb.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
Thank you.
18-year-old boys are stupid.
I love you.
But seriously, and I mean, she's not, it's
The
just really,
oldest one.
it's like, it's bad. It's just not a healthy relationship.
Yeah. It
she's
could have
taking
been had
advantage
she
of
not
it.
have a
Totally.
kid though.
I think it would be different if she
It would
didn't
be
have
very
a kid.
different if she didn't have a kid.
Because then it would be like, oh, Brandon's dating an older girl. Instead, it's like, Brandon's
Right.
dating a mom.
And
Right.
she might not need his money if she didn't have a kid.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I don't know. It's like, it's fine, but there's just some master manipulation going on there. And the brief conversation that they did have, it was like, you could tell that even though she said, do your thing, whatever, like, she wanted him home.
yeah. And even if it's not malicious, it's still taking advantage of somebody.
Totally.
Sure.
So yeah.
And now it's getting in the way because she obviously sees it as something different and she started freaking out how to show up at the school. So now it's just too much. And as much as he thinks that she'll be okay with him leaving, I wonder what she's going to actually say about that.
I would get so embarrassed when my parents were in the hallway at school and be like, Jeffrey, and I'd be like, what? I'll talk to you at home. Like, don't look at me. If a child came up and gave me a hug, I'd be like, oh, this can't happen.
Yeah.
Lindsay McNeff said, Courtney needs a bodyguard so Jeff doesn't get her.
Right.
Accurate.
You're right.
Accurate. Alan TV guy said, did Jeff take medication? He just said something nice about Courtney. It won't last.
I won't.
I can't discuss medication, honestly.
There's too much medication on this show.
On
why
the
we
show.
can't discuss
on
it.
the show. Not the after show, Kalama. On the show. Okay, here it is. Let's discuss the big robotics competition.
Yes, please.
I thought it was awesome.
That was awesome too.
It was surprisingly stressful and intense. And also, did you guys know they're building the robot? Did you guys know what it was going to have to do in the competition?
No.
I thought it would roll in a circle and maybe go backwards.
I'm not a STEAM expert, Jeff.
Yeah.
So, no, I didn't know. But I did recognize the actress from Bunheads who was on the opposing team. She was great. Nice to the face. Mean behind the back.
I've never heard that expression before.
Girl after my own heart.
Girl after
She was like, nice to meet you. I'm
Yeah.
going to kill you.
Yeah. Well, I was with Sierra or with Mariana right when she came up. I was like, don't trust her. I was like, nope. She just came up too nice. Get out of here.
Did you guys have a robotics thing like that growing up? Did you?
Absolutely not.
They had robotics clubs growing up, and like we had this little tech class in middle school that
Middle school.
in middle school.
Wow.
A tech class where we built like Lego robots and stuff like that. But there was a whole entire another club that you could join that was
Really?
much more advanced.
I was just not expecting these obstacles.
Right.
Yeah.
Our generation just wasn't that advanced.
We were still learning what computers were.
We weren't even
Like, oh my
required.
god, look at this Mac.
Well, there's so many things that have changed because I feel like when we were growing up, we weren't even required to take Spanish, and now I feel like kids are learning another language starting young.
Oh yeah, right. When younger, no. In high school, yes.
Yeah.
When I was in high school last year, we could still handwrite our essays to turn them in. And
Oh
so-
yeah, you can't do that anymore. That's
No.
kind of crazy.
We had the option handwritten or typed.
They don't teach cursive anymore.
They don't.
No.
I have lovely cursive.
I have terrible handwriting and not learning. I think we did like 2 weeks of cursive in second grade. And that's it.
What?
And my signature is terrible. Terrible.
It's okay.
I need to practice that for
I
autographs.
do. I practice. It's pretty bad still.
Pretty
bad.
right.
I do practice. Still bad.
Before you leave, I'm gonna get your autograph for that reason.
Just oh.
All right, y'all, serious talk.
Okay.
I want an Anchor Bites t-shirt.
So do I.
The
Wait,
blue on
Even
blue
though the pink
baseball
one was
tee.
awesome.
I wonder if Bradley
Baby
is
got
watching
bots.
tonight. Bradley, we would love some t-shirts.
Yes.
Baby got bots. That was great.
Yeah.
Those are great also.
Any of those
I
t-shirts
love a
I would
clever
take.
graphic tee.
Imagine the looks at the
Oh
gym
yeah,
that I would get.
I wore that because mine reminded me of theirs. Their little baseball one. I was like, oh great.
I love it.
Nice choice.
Leonard Skinnerd.
I thought that Lena's text to Steph just summed up everything. Our daughter is out of control.
Yeah.
But also, like, I love that they were texting back and forth. Because, like, my mom can't even text. I'm like, you guys are so in. You're so cool.
They're more high tech.
They are.
guess.
One has a gun.
That too. Okay.
I like that they just recognized Mariana's behavior though. Like good parents, you know? That she was just flipping out like this is not her usual self.
A lot of people are bringing this up on Twitter, and I thought that it was taken care of in the last episode when Emma said to Mariana that she needed to stop taking the pills, but some people are saying that she still might have been on the pills. I don't think that's true. I think she really stopped taking them the last time.
I think she stopped.
Yeah. 'Cause she said to Emma, she was like, I'll stop, I promise.
I don't think that she would have just taken it and then no one's gonna find out about it except for Emma. It's probably gonna be a big deal. Especially if she wants to do the world wars or the world bots, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
You know she's gonna start popping another one. Just to get that done, especially because everyone's telling her that she has too much on her plate and she's saying that she's fine.
I don't know that.
I think I mean, for the sake of the story and the show, I think she probably is. She might have taken a break, but she's definitely going to take them again. I think so.
The show
She didn't
does
get in
have
trouble for it. That's crazy. That they would have just let that pass by like that.
I don't know. I thought that like the Emma thing kind of sealed it up. Was that enough closure for you guys or not?
I don't know. I feel like maybe
Steph,
Mariana
obviously.
just needs to stop taking the pills, and then she can just call Noah and ask him for some gummies.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because, I mean, really, she just needs to relax.
It's so funny, too.
It'll help her
'cause-
focus.
Yeah, right?
She needs to relax.
It'd be a lot cooler, too. This guy in the show, you're just always the coolest one. Hey, man.
I'm so mad that they named this character Noah when Jesus' actor is named Noah.
It's really
Centineo.
confusing, because then I want to say Joa instead of Noah, and then I call Noah instead of Jesus. It's just a problem.
And then I call actors by their name, not their character name, and just messes people up.
Yeah.
Is it confusing on set?
We've only had one mix-up, I think, so far. It was for wardrobe. There was a wardrobe fitting, and they signed me in for one day, and then Noah ended up coming in. It was something like that. And so they just switched our wardrobe dates like up for when we were going to get our wardrobe fitting.
Well, they should really just take us into more consideration, honestly. Honestly.
Changing the character names?
Yes.
Yes. Well,
It'll never last. I'm sorry. Why didn't we pick nude instead of Joa? I really
Remember?
like nude.
No, remember because Hayden said that when you
Hashtag nude on Twitter.
and Foster's, that they were not what came up.
Oh, no, I remember that at all.
Well, one of the biggest things, some people who are pushing nude, the main argument against it is like, we don't want to search up hashtag nude on Tumblr. Like, we don't.
Yeah.
So it's like, that was one of the biggest things.
Oh, it could be nude Fosters.
Nude Fosters.
Right. But Joe is
still-
cute. I like Joa.
Joe's cute. It was. I thought it was originally going to be Judah. And
right.
then that was the thing, and then.
Judah.
But I
would've
think
been
it was
better.
it's a little bit too close to Judak. I think is what Jude and Jack's ship name was for a little bit.
Gotcha.
Oh, I didn't know we were shipping them.
Yeah.
There was. I think there was a tiny little ship there for a second.
Oh my god, like a baby ship, like a
baby
rowboat.
ship.
Did you know what a ship
I
was
like Judah,
before you
actually.
started the show?
I did, because I was on Bella and the Bulldogs, which was a little Nickelodeon show before this, and I played a love interest on the first season. So I kind of I learned more about it. Experienced a ship before the show.
There's like a 20-minute sequence we have like 3 seasons ago of me being like, why ship? Why are we shipping things?
And then-
Where are we shipping them to?
It was a really fun lesson.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just post that on Tumblr. We'll
I'm very
cut it.
dense, yeah. Are we worried about the $5,000 entrance fee to Worlds that Mariana now wants?
Yes, because it's going to make her pop the pills again. She's going to panic and maybe she'll start selling. And try to get that.
Oh,
God,
selling
season
Jesus
1.
as drugs.
Flashbacks.
Season 1.
I know.
She just knows that that's how she got her money last time. No, I'm just kidding. I doubt that they'd
I guess
continue to
I'm
make
just
more silly
thankful
mistakes.
that Noah isn't trying to sell his stuff, and he just knows,
He just
you
keeps it
know.
to himself.
Except now you need to be more careful,
Yeah,
obviously,
Yeah. Oops.
because
Such a good example.
you're found out. You're found.
Sorry, Mom.
When Callie says it to you in front of your, I loved your reaction. You're like, oh,
Maybe you can answer this part of the question. Are we going to find out more about your parents in these next 2 episodes, or will we not?
No,
Okay.
these next 2 episodes aren't. It's more focused generally on
The relationship.
Jude and Noah's relationship, rather than my character's backstory.
I'm like so curious about all of that.
Yeah.
Like I hope it comes out in 4B. Because we got such a little, you know, a blink of your mom. So it was cool to put a face to a name.
Totally.
But other than that, we know nothing.
yeah, she's.
We just know that she's like really open and unlike anything we would ever expect from someone that holds a position in the church.
In such an interesting way just to handle religion in general.
Yeah.
Like to be okay with Jude exploring this, but also what he's exploring is this accepting community. Like it's just so easy to write like Christian characters that are like Southern Baptists and they're diehards and they like stone gay people.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's true.
I mean, the Noah storyline with your mother and her perfect tunic when she showed up in that.
She did show me.
It's like a whole other show.
Yeah.
You know, has the ground working for that. Another web series will spin off.
There we go. Perfect.
I just like how mature and wise they made your character. I'm just
Yeah.
happy that he's not a burnout and that he's
Yeah.
not like your typical stereotype of a pothead. Not that
Totally.
you're a pothead, but you know.
No,
more
I
or
mean,
less.
I think it's safe to say that
Your character
you know,
kinda is.
Noah is definitely more towards pothead.
Than not.
I've only ever heard potheads for people who smoke pot. Are we calling people who consume it edible wise? Is that making sense?
See, I'm not up on it, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I think you totally could. I think you could. Yeah.
I'll let it slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this time.
We have so much to discuss from the promo.
Yeah, I think we just need to like just talk about it. I don't even know if predictions are what we need to say it is because
we just need to discuss it.
What
What was the line that Jude or Noah said? I wrote it down.
Jude was not ready for it because
Oh,
Noah,
God.
again, he's advanced. He's advanced. He knows what he's doing. Get it?
Oh,
This
Noah.
is gonna be so cute.
A regular Courtney.
All right.
A regular Talia? Are you kidding? Courtney, please. They were on a couch.
I think it's good, and we see that the second that Jude says no, you know, Noah's kind of plays like maybe I should go, gives him his space. I'm just excited to see where they're gonna take this.
It's a really fun. It's a fun episode, especially. It's a great message too that goes along with this next episode.
We love
very
the
excited
messages.
very excited for everybody to see it.
It could be about anything though. I feel like we're jumping to like sex, but it could be anything.
It could.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have sex. I think that
No.
it's just gonna be more than just the little peck. It's just a little bit more affection. It'll be nice, and that's it. They can. They're gonna go slow, definitely.
Well, also they're gonna have to have a talk about what happened, unless that happened during wherever Jude was and Noah was in last night's episode, because there was just a text message. That was it, and Jude and Callie were mad at each other
right.
over that. So hopefully we'll see some sort of resolution to that, because really it was on Callie. I mean, she was the one that told
yeah.
you and your character and your mom, but I don't know. Are we going to see a resolution? Do you want to see a resolution
I
with
think
that?
that he might just know that it was like, oh man. Like, I think when he texted, it was probably more of like a just heads up, Callie, your sister knows, kind of a thing. because I don't know. And I keep thinking, I forget that. Remember in the beginning, your first scene that we ever saw you in, you're talking about getting over your last relationship?
Yeah.
So clearly he's already advanced. Like, you know what you're doing in regards to this.
Noah is more experienced than Jude when
Exactly.
it comes to
Okay, slow down. Are you even in high school? The character.
yeah.
Oh, they're freshmen?
I mean, I think so.
Yeah, they're in high school.
We're really bad with
I think they're
ages on the show. Like, we
Yeah.
mess it up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I just found out Callie was a senior and Mariana and Jesus are juniors. Like, we're really confused here.
We're good about other things,
Yeah.
not ages and grades. I forgot that Noah's going through a breakup. Okay, leave him alone. Let him eat his edibles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so is Jude.
Oh.
Yes, but Jude, I'm willing to bet that his relationship was more serious. Jude was just kind of like, oh, we're friends and I guess we're gay.
How dare you
like
call John or not serious?
So-
No, they were serious, but it was just so...
I don't think it's safe to compare apples and oranges. I
Maybe
think
like
that...
apples and like Granny Smith apples.
Yeah. Like I
Fuji
think...
and Granny Smith.
I think that,
Lovely apples.
obviously your relationship was really hard. We don't really know the depths of it. And Jude and Connor were each other's sort of everything. You know, they were allied? They were allies together. And when that ended, it's crushing. That's your first.
Yeah.
So who even knows if that guy was your first or that girl? We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. Which would be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I know.
We'll see.
I'll see.
So this is my problem. So besides that, I'm really excited for that, obviously. But I'm going to bring it back to the fact that we were tricked in the promo of last week. And I think that
We're being tricked again.
Yes. And I think that you're getting a divorce?
Yeah.
I think that's just Mariana overreacting about something. I don't think they're getting a divorce. I think it's them
Weren't
tricking
they the
us.
ones that said it, though?
No.
Oh.
No, we see like a family meeting.
We see a fight first between Steph and Lena.
Yes. And Steph's like, then why are we even like still together or something? Maybe that sounds more dramatic.
Right, when she's getting up. Who knows?
I don't know.
It could even be like Lena being like, I need a break and like I'm just gonna go like home for a day, and they're like, you're in a divorce? Like, it could be anything.
Yeah, because we know, I don't know, the way that Mariana overreacted, I feel like it was very typical, like, the last time she overreacted, she's like, am I not going to get into college because you guys are going to not have money and we're going to be poor? Like, it was kind of like that to me. So I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of deception going on.
Well, moving is quite stressful, though, so I could imagine that it could definitely put pressure on the couple, so maybe there's talk of it. Maybe there's talk of, like, but just being dramatic between the two of them, not necessarily being serious, but just expressing it, just saying it out loud.
They can't give them a divorce, though.
I know.
right?
I mean, I don't think that they will, but...
Everyone's saying that, well, there's some other fans, which I apologize because it's like way down in my timeline, but somebody was saying how they might be getting a divorce because Brandon might not be able to get financial aid for Juilliard or something with three parents.
Right.
So, I don't know if I buy that completely, but that
don't
was
buy
also
any
a
of it.
theory rolling around the Twitterverse.
No, that's
yeah.
dumb. Next tweet. That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. They're just. I keep going back to like the $5,000 that Mariana needs.
I don't even think that's gonna happen, to be honest.
Like, she just won't... They won't do the World Bots thing.
Yeah, because if we think about it, so we only have 2 more episodes. I feel like it was just one of those throwaway things that they're like, well, we obviously need to do this.
They spent an entire episode at the robotics competition, though. That being said, though, like, not getting your way and like being let down, and this would be a big letdown, is also part of growing up. I can name many things that I'm so upset about, but like I think that's okay.
Yeah.
And didn't Lena say that she was hoping, via text, she told Steph she was hoping that Mariana didn't win the competition?
Didn't make it through to the next round just because she was out of control.
Right, okay.
She was a monster.
Yeah.
She was.
I just imagine like turning into Carrie and like pig's blood coming down like flames. That'll be next week's episode.
She was like me with group projects in high school. I was like, let me do it.
Really?
I got it.
Oh my gosh, I was
Because,
definitely like...
control freak. It's like, oh, you gotta do everything yourself.
I'm all about Emma and Jesus, though.
They're so
They're really cute.
sweet. I love
cute.
them so much.
I like them.
Yeah.
What was the other big like bomb in the preview? It was the divorce. It was the Jude and Noah crazy stuff.
Oh, the girl with Brandon being like,
Oh, yes. New York.
And his whole New York
And
thing.
New York, yes.
The whole Rachel Berry moment.
Oh man, and this, what's so funny is that the conversation that they have is definitely a conversation that happens to everyone their senior year and when they go visit, because you always meet someone. I swear I had the exact conversation with someone. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I can't be with I
talked to
broke up with
nobody.
that person also.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I needed, it was college. I just knew. I'm like, I love you, but maybe I gotta go to school. So that's what it was.
I like that girl.
I'm just really, me too. I love her. I'm
don't
so
even know what her name is.
excited.
Like her already.
Me too. And it's a blonde, something nice and different for him.
I
He
know,
had
not a
cat,
brunette.
right? Oh, no, they didn't.
Talia
date.
was a ginger.
Ginger, yeah.
I was thinking Kat from the music camp.
No,
The girl
but
who was on
Haley, Lou.
Shadowhunters.
Yeah, but they didn't really-
They're all brunettes.
Yeah. That fizzled.
Oh, you're right.
This is gonna be good.
He's gonna be bad for her because that's his type.
I think it's going to be ultimately good, and I hope that he does well in his audition, because that's the whole point of it. And I feel like maybe he does, because he seems really relaxed hanging around with this girl. Like maybe he met her hanging around outside, and she goes to the school, and it's like having that fun. It's like when Callie first met Aaron.
Yeah.
Do you think what parent's gonna go with him up there?
I think he's just going to go. He's 18. He can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going by himself. That's why
'Cause-
he's like, do you want us to drive you to the airport?
Yeah.
No.
Interesting.
Right?
Kalama confirms it. Okay. I don't know if he's gonna do well. He hasn't practiced a lot.
We'll see. Maybe he won't. Maybe that's another deception that we're gonna be deceived again, because we're gonna think he's gonna go NYC and then he's not going to. I mean, because that'd be crazy to even have the show go back and forth from the state, from New
Maybe
York
he
to San
falls-
Diego.
Maybe he falls in love with the city and he doesn't
Easy.
do well in the audition, but he's
could
like,
see
I
that.
need to live here, you know.
For sure, to
my God.
nurture his creativity, you can do that a little bit more in New York. Absolutely.
You can get like a studio apartment with Courtney.
Yeah.
I just think that like they said there's like 8 spots in the piano program, I think. Maybe I made that up. Let's say about 8.
Maybe you did. I don't know.
There's roughly.
Maybe
there's
they'll get on, like, a waiting
small
list?
number of spots. I'm just thinking like how many people are auditioning for this? It's okay if Brandon isn't exceptional,
Yeah.
just in general.
I agree. I think though he'll end up over there or something. You know, he's bound to move and do something kind of drastic.
I wish we could ask you, Kalama, about this, but you were at the table read, so you know what went down. Yeah, I mean, he's silent. The thing is, it was funny because he had told us before the show started that he was really excited to see this episode because he wasn't in it, so he didn't read the script and didn't know about it. So he was just
So it's like
watching
this
it.
missing chunk in between.
Right?
Finally getting to figure out, what happened in between.
Nice.
I love that. We actually have a couple of questions for him, if that's cool.
Please.
So Ruby wanted to know, did you invent a backstory for Noah? His anxiety, anything else like that?
I've definitely gotten to jump into Noah and figure out a little bit about who he is, his relationship before, and what happened, just to get a general sense of who he is. Really figuring out this character and making it my own. So there's things that I still have missing that I still need to kind of figure out for the character, but I have laid down a few things for myself
Okay.
to really kind of draw from. When playing this character.
Cool. Did they cast you knowing you'd have chemistry with Jude because they know him so well, or did they have like a chemistry test?
No, we never did a chemistry test. I did auditioned for it once, and then we went into a producer session, and I met with Peter, and the audition went great. And
Cool.
Because I think you guys do have really nice chemistry.
I was very scared when I first that first day on set. I had no idea because this character, we're supposed to have chemistry and we're supposed to have this relationship. So if you don't have good chemistry with the person, you're just stuck.
Yeah.
Luckily, me and Hayden totally hit it off,
Yeah, that's
and we
great.
share a lot of the same interests and same sense of humor, and makes it a lot easier to work with him.
I'm sure that's like Peter Page had like an eye
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool too because I remember when we first met Noah, how you guys sort of had an instant chemistry, and I feel like we have to give props to you because it was all about your smile, and it was very comforting and just I don't know, you seemed like open,
Yeah.
and as viewers, because we were like, oh my god, this kid's so cute.
Yes. We
I
loved
was like,
it.
Taylor, come on, hook this up. We love it. We love Taylor. She's
Yeah, she was
hilarious.
so wise.
Isabella's awesome.
yeah.
She's the ringleader.
That's
She's
her
the
first name,
master
Isabella.
manipulator.
Yeah, she is. Like, I need to know her reaction. Like, I hope we get that. If you guys do end up being, like, official and have that talk, I need her to be like, I was right.
Right? I think they should. I hope you guys do. Because I really do love the chemistry. I have to say, I might be a little bit more of a fan than John or so.
Just kidding.
What do you want me to do?
Listen, everyone's growing on this show, and I think it's important to realize that it's totally accurate to what you'd be experiencing in middle school and high school. Things change. Actually, things change, at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Things are over before they start.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It's fun.
I feel like you're like shaming me.
What?
Personal experience.
Because I'm looking at you as I'm talking.
Was there another Twitter question? None that you liked.
No. Well, that one was really great. Let's see. Maybe I can make up one of my own.
Ooh, good.
So, Kalama.
Yes.
What is your favorite moment with the cast so far? Can be on screen, can be off screen.
Favorite moment with the cast as a whole, I think was probably, we were shooting 40. And it was my first day on set for 40, and I was in the makeup trailer getting my hair and makeup done. And the whole entire cast just kind of like, first Maia comes in, and then Noah, and kind of most of the cast just slowly starts piling in there for different reasons. It just somehow happened, and almost the whole entire main cast was in there. And they all just kind of stopped. It was like, oh, he's in here. Welcome to the show, and it was this whole this great moment of just they all kind of realized that I was sitting there and they hadn't all introduced themselves, and so everybody just introduced themselves to me and was very nice, and it was just very welcoming. It was this moment of I feel like I'm a part of this, which was definitely, it was very grounding and this is an awesome experience. And
it's hard being the new kid, but it's nice when you work with kind people.
Totally.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's such a nice story and such a lovely place to end it.
Yeah.
This was so much fun. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, where can everybody find you on social media after this?
Both my Twitter handle and my Instagram are Kalama Epstein. So that's just KALAMAEPSTEIN.
Awesome. Jillian?
But you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jillian Leff, and I haven't confirmed the guest for next week, but I think there's a good email coming.
Fingers crossed.
So
we'll announce it. So.
And you can all find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi and on Instagram at @TheStephanieGiorgi.
And I tweet from Jeff Masters 1. We'll see you next week with TBD guest. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.